Good evening, everyone. So today is Wednesday, October 27th, and it is the birthday of a good friend of ours, Susan Overstreet. So I'm wearing the tie that she so kindly sent me. This is a tie for the Singapore Sling, direct from the home of the Singapore Sling, the Raffles Hotel in Singapore. She was kind enough to gift me this tie. So I'm wearing it in honor of her birthday, but we're not making a Singapore Sling. We're gonna make a drink that I believe she's been after me to make for a number of years now, before I even started doing these videos when I would just post pictures of my drinks. She always talked about a perfect Manhattan. And we've done the Manhattan. The Manhattan is whiskey, usually rye, sweet vermouth, and bitters. And there is also a variation on the Manhattan called the dry Manhattan, which instead of sweet vermouth uses dry vermouth. And what the perfect Manhattan is equal parts or perfect mixture of sweet and dry vermouth. So it's a pretty common variation on the Manhattan. And I'm just going to jump in and start to make the Manhattan. So, I'm going to throw some ice in our mixing glass. Then, most Manhattans are 2-to-1 whiskey to vermouth. I like to do about 2.5. I like my whiskey. And the classic whiskey for a Manhattan is rye. You can use bourbon, you can use anything you like, so all the variations. You can use any American whiskey, bourbon, rye, whatever. So for 2 drinks, I'm going to go with 2.5 ounces of rye, or 5 ounces total. And the rye that I'm using is Pinhook rye from Kentucky. And if you saw the Old Pal video that we did, and I did something with their bourbon as well. Their bourbon has been compared, it's a relatively new product, but it's been compared to the new Pappy. So if you get your hands on some Pinhook, you might need to know somebody like we do.
You might need to know her again.
Might need to know her again soon. And then, so for the vermouth, we're gonna do a 1/2 ounce per drink of each of the vermouths. So here it goes. 1 ounce total for 2 drinks of the dry vermouth. And we'll need 1 ounce of our sweet vermouth. And then we need some bitters. You can switch up your Manhattan with different kinds of bitters if you like citrus or something like that. The classic bitters are your standard Angostura bitters. You want about 2 dashes per drink, so 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our bitters. And we're gonna stir it with our ice. I've got my, so you gotta stir just for Halloween there. It's pretty, but it's not very easy to stir with. So we're stirring it because it doesn't have any fruit juice in it. So like a martini, Manhattan, you generally don't shake it, but you can if you like. Purists will sneer at you if you shake it.
Yeah, whatever.
Martini purists say that you bruise the gin as if you could bruise a spirit. I think basically it imparts too much air. It does change the character and the flavor of the spirit. But I'm stirring, and we're gonna stir. You're gonna stir for a good bit of time to get the drink cold and a little bit diluted, but you don't want it too diluted. I'm gonna say that's about right. And I've got my glasses chilling. I'm gonna get rid of our. Traditionally, you would serve it either in a martini glass or maybe a coupe. I'm going with these Nick and Norris. I think with a drink that you serve up, it tends to stay a little colder, a little longer if you're going to sip them, and these are sipping drinks.
They're pretty.
And the glasses are pretty to look at, and they're a little trendy at the moment.
And we're all about being on point.
We're the latest trends and everything, right? And then to garnish, you want a cherry soaked in brandy or bourbon if you can find them. These are my own homemade brandy cherries, I believe. If you don't have cherries, you can always do a lemon twist. So there we have perfect Manhattan.
I could drop that in.
You put your eye out.
That's right.
You need to toast Susan Overstreet. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Susan. Oh, that's just perfect.
That is pretty perfect.
That's just perfect.
Cheers, everyone. Happy birthday,
Cheers.
Susan.
Okay, hang on.